We kick off today's show in the Philippines in Tacloban of Leyte province. Tzu Chi volunteers are planning to distribute 50,000 bags of rice. As much preparation had to be done beforehand, Manila Tzu Chi volunteers arrived in Tacloban a week before the actual distribution to call on local volunteers' assistance and to conduct home visitations. But first, we take a look at the rice voucher distribution, where residents spread heavy rains to collect their much-needed aid.
As Typhoon Ramasan swept across the Philippines' Luzon Island, heavy rains poured in Tacloban of the Central Philippines. Residents braved the rains to pick up their rice vouchers, as it will help their family eat in the days ahead.
That was put here, donate back to Tzu Chi.
Returning the rice voucher she just received, Via Nakor wants to help others in need, but actually, her home is still damaged and her economic situation isn't much better.
I'm not rich, but my heart is rich, although it is using a pacemaker.
The gloom of the rain casts despair over these impoverished residents. Entering the home of one recipient, volunteers see the family's nearly empty rice container.
This family is really in need because they have no income. They survive through the relief items they get.
Love's fortune is not something natural disasters can destroy. Abraham Ong and Maria Teresa are two volunteers that have joined Tzu Chi's ranks after Haiyan struck Tacloban.
From Tzu Chi volunteers, I have learned how to share my love with others. I want to help others who are poor like me. Becoming a volunteer has changed my life.
Before the rice voucher handout took place, Manila Tzu Chi volunteers were already in Tacloban conducting assessments of those who might need the help the most.
Our main objective this time is to distribute 50,000 packs of rice to Tacloban residents. So we'd like to consider the most priority areas wherein they are still in the process of recovering.
Because of the enormous amount of rice being distributed, 8 teams were formed just to carry out the home visitations.
In the areas that we have visited, there are still many regions showing damage from Typhoon Haiyan. I think less than half of the residents' lives here have returned to normal.
In some barangays, we saw that many people still do not have a job. Some became pedicab drivers, while others do not have the means to support themselves. There are many people who still continue to seek assistance.
In larger barangays, Tzu Chi volunteers called upon local residents to help, hoping they can do their part to help their fellow neighbors.
I'm so happy that I attended this meeting. I've learned much on how I can help my fellow residents.
The rice is a big help to families who have nothing. We are also happy to be able to be a part of the rice distribution and be able to taste rice from Taiwan.
8 months after Typhoon Haiyan, Tzu Chi's love for Tacloban still remains strong.